Folks, hello there, folks. Hello, folks. It's your buddy Mike Messier here on one Mike Messier YouTube channel. Also, you might be seeing this rebroadcast on Twitter, where I'm Mikey Messier, Instagram, where I'm also Mikey Messier, and a special announcement. I am starting on Kick. I believe I'm just Mike Messier on Kick, so you can look for me there if you like. And so Deadpool and X-Men, is this thing on? Is this on? Hopefully it is. Deadpool and X-Men, I saw that tonight. Should you go see it? Should you go not? If you are going to see it, anything I say is not going to stop you from seeing it. If you're not going to go see it, uh, this might be more interesting to you because I'm probably the type of person that can give you some honest feedback for the people that are kind of wavering on whether or not to see this movie. Maybe like me, you're kind of half in and half out of these Marvel comic universes, or as this film would tell you, the Disney buys Fox. I mean, they very meta with this thing, which is going to be part of my critique tonight. Part of the things I didn't like about this movie, I'll get into, is that very meta, very wink, wink, nod, nod at the audience. But overall, should you see the movie? Should you not? Well, I'll say this. If you do go see the movie, I would recommend seeing it how I saw it, which is with real 3D. And you might be seeing, well, gee whiz, Mike, real 3D costs $7 or $8 or $10 extra at the local movie theater. Well, if you happen to live in the AMC movie theater universe, so to speak, you could see this movie as part of the A list subscription plan, which I have. I have that plan for AMC. Basically, you can see 3 movies a week for 25 bucks a month, which the math comes out to 12 or 13 movies a month, depending on how many days are in the month. And it's like 2.5 or $2 a movie. And I typically, in any given month, I will probably go to maybe 11, 10 or 11 movies. I get a lot out of that for my entertainment value. I'm not a Netflix guy. I'm not a YouTube TV guy. So this is my entertainment as far as, watching stuff on a big screen. And so I enjoy it. So I'm not too finicky or fickle with what movies I go to see. As a matter of fact, with this one, Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm not the most uneducated guy when it comes to this Marvel universe, and I'm certainly not the most educated guy or woman. I'm sure there's tons of people, male, female, and everything in between, that love these movies or love hate them, as I would say. I know there's a lot of people. I had a friend of mine who, we went to see one of these movies together 7 or 8 years ago, one of these Marvel movies. I think it was one of the Avengers movies, and she had heard these bad reports about the movie before we went to go see it. And I said, well, why are we here? Like, why are we bothering to see this movie if you've heard all these bad reports? And she said, because I don't want to feel left out. And I think that's what happens with this Marvel universe, the DC universe, and other films. Like, you don't want to be left out of the Twitter fun or the X fun. You don't want to be the person of your peer group. And at this point, everybody's one big giant peer group on social media. You don't want to be the one asshole that didn't see the big movie, even if it stinks. You want to be the person that tells everyone why it stinks so bad. In this case, I'm not going to say that I certainly don't think this movie stinks. There's some things that I didn't care for, uh, that had I been in charge, which I'm certainly am not, I would have done differently. And some things I thought were just plain annoying. So I'll just get into that. But should you go see this movie? Should you go or not? If you're thinking of going to see it, go see it. If you're kind of wavering, if you're not that educated in the universe, I'd see it in real 3D, because the 3D effects, if nothing else, were a lot of fun and very well done, I thought. So let me get it. And the fight scenes I thought were great. What I didn't like, well, first off, to my memory, I don't think I've seen either of the two previous Deadpool films with Ryan Reynolds. And I couldn't even tell you if Deadpool, I saw the one with like his alter ego. Like, what's the one where he's all rawr, 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 like that character? I can't remember the name of it. So if you're commenting, you can comment and clue me in. But I did see that movie. of like the alter ego of Deadpool, the black faced, monster thing, like the monster that the arr, arr. I saw that and I liked that, but I was wondering what did I miss out on? And I guess that's some type of extension of Deadpool. And I guess I don't know. I guess I'm not that educated in these comic books anymore. Once upon a time, I might have been. But is Deadpool? He often refers to himself as the Marvel Jesus throughout this movie. Is his character just destined to die in whatever aspect of the meta universe he's in? So he's always going to die, and then just another body gets raked up into the meta universe of another Deadpool victim. Uh, so man, I'm just going down some tangents here because that was another thing I didn't really care for was it seemed very similar to the Spider-Man movie, the animation from was that just last summer, like a year ago, 2023. I really liked that Spider-Man. I think it was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I really enjoyed that a lot. And I thought that they kind of covered the whole, well, here's the punk rock Spider-Man and here's the this one Spider-Man. And they're basically pulling out that same trick for this Deadpool. Here's the dancing infant, from Ally McBeal, Deadpool. Here's the ninja Deadpool. It's the same trick. And even so now I'm jumping ahead, but just spoilers. At the end of this film, when they have like this giant speech, where basically like the OG Ryan Reynolds Deadpool is kind of giving a speech about how the metaverse sucks and the metaverse is past its prime and everything. And that's how I felt. And I felt like this movie, kind of like the Barbie movie from last summer, it's basically trying to cover all the bases. Like, hey, if you love, multiverse stuff, here it is. And if you hate multiverse stuff, we'll give you a nice big speech to cover that point of view as well. And okay, um, some more stuff I didn't like, I guess. Well, I guess I'll be positive for a second. I did like Nice Pool. I thought Nice Pool was really funny. I thought Nice Pool, Ryan Reynolds getting to show his face and basically play like the touchy feely vegan uh multiverse version of Deadpool. I thought that was very funny. With like the golden earring and the who's your papa to the little dog and everything. I thought that was pretty hilarious. Um, I thought the flame guy who got burned up, I think what that was supposed to be was like, this character that we were supposed to think was whoever we thought it was supposed to be, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man or whatever we thought it was supposed to be. I don't, it, it's just basically like, here he is, this actor who I didn't recognize. Maybe you folks knew him, but he looked just like some jabroni actor. Maybe he's famous on some Netflix show that I don't watch. But this guy playing like the Human Torch guy, um, basically getting incinerated and dying into a stack of bricks. I thought that was kind of funny, like the audience gave this was the Sunday night. The movie came out like last Wednesday or Thursday and some premiere screenings and launched full force this weekend. So I think tonight's crowd Sunday were probably 80 to 90% people seeing the movie for the first time, probably 90, where I was like this suburban town. These aren't really hipster people. So they were probably all seeing the movie for the first time like I was tonight. I don't think there was many people in the audience that had already seen this movie before, but who knows? I ain't talked to anybody. So they had a visible, like an audible gasp when that fire thing happened, when the torch got torched, so to speak. Um, what was I saying that I didn't like, or I did like? I liked that dude. I liked Nice Pool. I thought that was funny, and then he gets killed, which was great. Um, more stuff that I liked. I really loved the car fight scene between Deadpool and Wolverine. I mean, that's a pretty badass fight scene. Like when those two guys are fighting each other. And I guess the gimmick with Deadpool, like I said, I didn't see the Deadpool movies, so I guess his gimmick is he doesn't die. He's a pool of the dead. I guess that's the idea, right? So him and Wolverine just beating the snot out of each other for like 5 or 6 minutes, I thought was very entertaining. For the old school movie fans, They Live, Roddy Piper versus whoever that guy was in the dumpster scene, like the back alley brawl. there's something about it when like two good guys that are supposed to be on the same side, but they're beating the snot out of each other as a way of like testing each other, and they kind of bond through that fight. That's like a good go-to thing. I liked the bald lady. I don't know who that actress is. She's probably super famous and has some awesome career that I don't know about. But either I didn't recognize her because of her look, or because I'm just not that cool and hip and watch every goddamn Netflix show or every Hulu show or every whatever the fuck show. But I thought she was great. I really liked her. I liked her as an actress, and I liked her character, putting her hand into everybody. Like that was pretty creepy. Like I'm going to go into your subconscious when she's doing that to Paradox. It was a Mr. Paradox. I thought that was pretty cool. I was thinking towards the end of the movie that I can't remember her name, sorry, but I thought the bald lady was turning babyface. I guess she's the twin sister of some other fucking character that I don't know, but she was turning good. It seemed like she was becoming a good person, like on the good side of things. But then because she's beating up Paradox, but then she's like trying to be the baddest bitch in town and like explode every one of the multiverses. But I thought both the character and the actress I thought were terrific. I'd like to see more of her if they can, if she's not dead or whatever, if they can bring her back, or if that actress, whatever that actress is doing, I would watch what she's doing because I think she was really awesome. What else? The woman that played it wasn't Famke Janssen, was it? I mean, it kind of looked like her, but there was the actress that played like Deadpool when he has his mask off and he's playing like Foxtrot Zulu, or he's playing Pekino, or he's playing um, Uno or poker with his friends, whatever the hell he's doing. The woman was attractive and she was pretty good, and they had some nice moments and flashbacks. Speaking of flashbacks, if you stick around to the end credits, I played the game wisely, folks. I knew that there was going to be end credits. I knew that there was going to be something after. For some reason, good old X gave me a false prerogative. I thought there was going to be some type of Robert Downey Jr. setting in this movie. Maybe I missed it, but the people were like hashtagging Robert Downey, and I thought, what's going on here? The Doctor Doom. What did I miss? I don't know what I missed because I didn't see it. But I thought like I was supposed to get Easter egg by a Robert Downey Jr. thing, and that never happened. But anyway, the end credits start with kind of like this nice tribute to the X-Men movies, I guess from 20 years ago. I mean, time flies, but they're playing the Green Day song, You Had the Time of Your Life. And in case you don't know or you don't remember, the fact that they're playing that song that, you had the time of your life by Green Day, that's a tip of the hat to the original Seinfeld series, or the Seinfeld Chronicles. Seinfeld, to the last episode of Seinfeld, ended with a nice montage of that song, Time of Your Life. In fact, the night that Seinfeld ended, I think they started the evening with like a half hour best of clips or some such thing. And then the half hour everybody goes to jail episode. And either at the end of the half hour clip episode or the end of the jail thing, whatever it was, they played a nice montage of the 9 seasons of Seinfeld with that Green Day song. So this in X-Men, in case you're younger or in case you're forgetting, I did catch this if nobody else did. That was a homage to the last episode of Seinfeld. Here's the other thing, folks. And look, I know that all the kids today know all the Hollywood's inside scoop, and everybody's a smart mark, and everybody knows all this Hollywood horse shit about who's directing and who's the director that everybody hates, like the creepy guy or whatever the fuck, with all the bad Twixes and X's and all that stuff. But basically the whole deal with uh Disney buying Fox. Okay, I get it. Like Disney buys everything. Like Disney buys Fox, and it buys ESPN, and it buys this, and it buys Star Wars, and it buys that. But then for like the whole movie, and this is like 2 hours and 14 minutes. But Deadpool is basically, referencing like the insider stuff of the movie making industry or big corporations. And this is he's mentioning, Disney and Fox. I don't know, was this happening in the first two Deadpool movies and I just missed it? I found this to be very stupid and annoying. I just found it to not be cinematic. I found it to be something you might pull off on a sitcom, but I just thought it was really dumb. I mean, and just creatively a crutch. And just if you're trying to create real emotions with some of this stuff, with like Wolverine and how he's feeling about being a failure, and the Deadpool having this dramatic moment about his relationship with this lady and stuff, but then you're trying to balance things by being so hip and so David Letterman 1982 or whatever the fuck they're trying to do by mentioning Disney and Fox. It got some cheap chuckles from the crowd that I was watching this movie with. There was probably 100, 120, 30 people in the audience. I just thought it was stupid and just creatively weak. I don't think it holds up, and I don't think it's that interesting. I think it gets a chuckle because, like, the guy at the comic book store who comes to see the movie is going to think that he's such an insider, but I just don't find it that entertaining. And I think that they kind of, to me, it shows a certain arrogance or a certain feeling that people give a shit about these inside mechanics, or they feel like they're placating to the smart marks. Like, okay, everybody reads Variety every week, or everybody goes. People don't read Variety every week. I have a subscription, but I never read the fucking magazine. To be honest with you, it just stacks up until I throw them out or recycle them. But people that go to the internet, or they are on the Reddit chats, or whatever these assholes are doing, that know all this stuff about Disney and Fox, and who gives 3/5 of a shit about this stuff. But is that entertaining to reference that throughout the movie? Apparently, it was for some people because there were some chuckles and grins coming. I just don't find it that entertaining. Or put it this way, it's entertaining for about 2 seconds, but then who cares? It's not building a universe, so to speak. It's look at us hamming it up, breaking the fourth wall. Like I said, that kind of plays for television. I mean, I was watching a clip yesterday. I was going to say the other night. It wasn't the other night. It was yesterday, of Gilda Radner. For some of you who don't know who Gilda Radner was, she was on Saturday Night Live back when it was funny. She was one of the original Not Ready for Primetime players. And Gilda's last television appearance apparently was on the Gary Shandling show, the OG Gary Shandling show. And they were playing with that. Like, Gilda was playing to the camera, which is what Gary's character used to do, and they were having a nice big laugh. And I think that's okay for television because you're not paying money to watch television for the most part. I mean, these days you kind of are. But for me, like the wink of the nod, there's like a theater play called, I think it's called Noises Off, where it's like, oh, you're backstage at a play. I just, I'm back and forth because this is the thing. A good friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, doesn't like movies about making movies. But I know that the audience does love movies about making movies. But I think with this Wolverine and Deadpool stuff, to me, it was just annoying more so than anything else. These constant references, the constant, it starts off early where Ryan Reynolds mentions Hugh Jackman's name, like Hugh and so forth. And I just I don't think it's necessary. And like I said, I think it's just a cheap way out. Like, and that little lecture, like 2/3 of the way through the movie, or 3/4, when like Deadpool's lecturing about against the metaverse. Like, I wish they would actually listen to themselves, because like, I've been saying this for a while. Like, this metaverse shit is just boring to me because it's such a creative crutch. It's such a get out of jail free card, and it went from being an inventive idea, with the butterfly effect with what's his dick, Ashton Kutcher, 30 years ago, and now it's just worn out and trite, in my opinion. But I did think Spider-Man last summer did very well with that metaverse stuff. Some of you might know, or probably don't, but I mean, I wrote a novel. I wrote a script, a film script. I changed it to a novel, and I had some references of a multiverse thing, which I'm actually taking out of a rewrite of the story because I'm so sick of it, of seeing it in other people's stories, that I really just, I'm sick of metaverses. I'm sick of that. It's just trite. It's lame. And like I said, it's just such a get out of free jail card for creativity. Oh, you kill a character, but now you want to make money with another movie. Well, we're just in another universe, and here's another version of Wolverine, or here's another version of asshole fucker, or whatever the fuck. It's just so lame and so stupid. In any event, I guess I'm swearing tonight, which I do every night. But this movie, the other thing, I saw a little, Yahoo News headline: Ryan Reynolds. This might be the first 4-quadrant R-rated movie. Okay, congratulations. Which I'm sure it's not true. I'm sure there's been other R-rated movies. The quadrants are like uh, young men, young women, older men, older women, or children, adult, whatever the fuck. This movie has so much graphic swearing, and everybody's a cum dumpster, and everybody's, a diarrhea sandwich away from starvation. All these wonderful swears and all these wonderful curses they come up with. I mean, I swear all the time, but it's kind of inspired swearing. I felt like in this movie it was a lot forced, and I don't know. I guess it doesn't do much for me. Not that I'm offended by it. It's just I'm a better swearer than most of these assholes in this movie because they're swearing to provoke a chuckle or a reaction. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my God, Hugh Jackman just swore. Who gives a flying fuck, in my opinion? You know what I mean? So I don't know. What else? Um, I'll be honest with you. Like at the beginning, I did nod off a couple of times early on, but I came back strong. I saw enough of the thing to give an honest opinion. But I mean, I feel like the other thing with this movie is it was a payoff. I just don't think I'm invested enough as some of you. I'm sure many of you are taking great umbrage, if you even know what that means, which I barely do. Umbrage. What is umbrage? How about umbrage for the name of one of these fucking superheroes? That'll be my new superhero nickname. I'm Umbrage. And then you can say, I'm taking umbrage. Ah! You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to be in some superhero fight, whatever asshole wants to fight me can say he's taking umbrage, which means he's going to fight me because I'll be Umbrage. So as Umbrage, my new superhero nickname, uh, what did I take umbrage with? I mean, I did like the Madonna thing, like the uh, little prayer song was nice to see. I mean, but they had a couple of songs in this movie that we've seen a lot in other movies. I'm trying to remember what they were, but it seems like pop culture has kind of recycled the same horse shit. Like when I was a kid, I kind of grew up on stuff like the Brady Bunch or the Dick Van Dyke Show, like things that were reruns that were pretty old by the time they got to me. And I kind of feel, and I do feel like kids these days are growing up with stuff like Madonna, you know what I mean, or even Eminem, like stuff that's like from a prior generation or two or three, that's just still floating around in the reservoir. There was some other stuff about this movie I didn't like. Um, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, it was fine. It's a good summertime thing. It is hogging up a bunch of the screens in the theaters. Like, there's not as many other movies getting to play because this movie is taking up screen after screen after screen. I missed Lumina with some sci-fi movie a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to see it. I never got to see it. A friend of mine wanted to see Maxine. It's gone. You could drive to Orlando from Jacksonville to see it, but in Jacksonville, it's not playing anymore. The UFC fights on Saturday night did not play on the movie theater screens. It wasn't a fight that I was too keen on, Leon Edwards and so forth. Anyway, folks, I thought this was a fine summertime experience. I'm not shitting on it. Oh, this is what I was saying. The payoffs. I have not invested into this Deadpool, Wolverine, X-Men, parade of horseshit movies for the last 20 years. The ones that I liked, it seems like other people don't like. For instance, I liked Scarlett Johansson in Black Widow, 2 summers ago, maybe 3 or 4 summers ago. I even liked that fucking one with Dakota Johnson and what's her face, Sydney Sweeney. I like that one. You know what I mean? And people shat all over that, and I thought that movie was good. I guess with these superhero Marvel Universe movies, I tend to like the ones that other people don't like. I tend to like the ones that kind of seem like they're almost standalone movies. The ones that are so tied into, oh, you had to see these six other movies to get the payoffs here. I can tell that you find folks are enjoying them. You know what I mean? Because, like, I get it. Like, they've built up stuff over all these movies, but no offense, folks. I just think it's a marketing scheme. I just think they've sucked you all in. And yes, you can say, well, Mike, you saw the movie too. I get it. But as thoroughly explained, I have this subscription plan, so I might as well go see the movie. And I'm just trying to offer you fine folks a different perspective. But for me, it's um, I feels like, oh, we'll give you the first encyclopedia for free, but then you have to buy 19 more of them or whatever the fuck. It just seems like marketing. And yes, I know, blah blah blah, and how cutesy and how wonderful Disney or whatever the fuck was with referencing all this stuff in the movie of all their big business stuff. I just thought it just feels like a Potsy scheme. It's like, oh, you have to watch 10 other shitty movies or 10 movies that are anywhere from dog shit to like pretty decent in order to get the payoff of this one. And I do feel like this one felt like a payoff based on the reactions of people around me. And I did see that the technical, accomplishments with this movie were very strong with the special effects, the fight scenes, and everything. Like I said, the woman putting her hand in that guy's head was pretty awesome. Um, but I mean, I just don't know if I want to invest 20 years of my life to watch all these movies. Maybe you do. I mean, if you've been watching Mike's Instant Movie Reviews, I try to give every movie a fair shot. And I also realize that like this movie just may not be for me. Like I like standalone stories. I like dramedies. I like a movie that you can go in, you can meet a couple of characters or a half a dozen characters, see a story play out, and then leave and not feel like you're obliged to watch a bunch of sequels or prequels or a universe. It's such horseshit to me. So there you go. So anyway, I mean, I saw it. I don't think it stunk. I thought it was good. I feel like other people are going to enjoy this more than I do, and that's fine. And I did like the fight scenes a lot, and I did think the production values were through the roof and very high. And here's the other thing, I guess. Of the two, I'm not. I guess there's the thing with Ryan Reynolds for me. I think he's probably a really nice guy, and I do support him financially because I have his Mint Mobile. Like I use Mint Mobile, okay, and most of you folks probably don't. But I mean, I use Mint Mobile because I think it's a good service. And Ryan Reynolds that's his company, so I'm supporting this guy financially with my long distance carrier service. And he leaves me nice voicemails once a year or so, wishing me a Merry Christmas, which I find to be respectful. It's too bad that I'm not there to answer the phone. I'd pick it up and I'd talk shop with him. I mean, we do have a common co-star here in Wesley Snipes. I mean, yes, the movie that you just saw, Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine, has Wesley Snipes as Blade. And I've worked, as you know, with Wesley Snipes in the movie Hard Luck, where I played Eugene. So you can say that I'm 1 degree removed from this movie. Okay. So that's fine. But I just don't, I don't know if I like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Like, I guess that's the whole quirky. He won't stop talking. He's quirky. He swears. He likes dogs. He lives with a blind lady. I guess that's all supposed to be endearing. I just don't give a shit. I really don't. I mean, it's not endearing to me. It's annoying as hell. I guess I'm just not into this Deadpool character. Whatever Deadpool's supposed to be, the Marvel Jesus, as he calls himself. I mean, I just don't get it. I'm not going to go back and watch the first two movies because he annoys me already. And I guess Deadpool is supposed to be the superhero that kind of sucks. Like, he's like the superhero that dies all the time. I don't understand that. It's irrelevant. It's silly. So sorry. You know what I mean? And I know that there's people out there that this is tearing their little hearts apart. I don't play video games either, folks. I don't sit there all day and go on Twitch and watch some other asshole from 5 or 10 states away from me playing a video game and wishing that I was hanging out with this asshole in real life. I mean, there's just certain things that I do that other people don't, and there's certain things that other people do that I don't. I don't find video game culture to be very interesting. I don't give a flying fuck about whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I remember what's Graveyard City or Grand Theft Auto. Who cares? It's stupid. It's just okay. I'm going to sit here and play a video game where I'm a gangbanger or I'm selling drugs. Okay, and that's what you're doing with your evening, or better yet, I'm going to go on Twitch and watch some other asshole that I never met in my life play a video game with his contingencies of assholes. That's just stupidity to me. I mean, you're going to get to the end of your life and you're going to say, what did I do from age 13 to 26? I sat on my goddamn computer and I watched some asshole from Idaho play a video game, and then I got on my computer and some shit fuck from Nebraska watched me play my video game. That's just not a way to live. That's ignorance. That's stupidity. That's wasting your valuable life, folks. So I just don't do these things. And I don't sit there and have to give a flying half ass of a shit worth what did Deadpool do in Deadpool 2, or what song was number 3 on Lady Gaga's third album. I don't care. People get all concerned. Oh my God, Kanye West did this. I don't give a flying fuck because I never bought a single one of his goddamn albums or downloaded one of his fucking songs. I never had a fucking whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? So I just do things differently than most people, and I think that's for my betterment. I'm still standing or I'm still sitting. And for you fine folks that are doing your thing and you're blowing with the wind of every trend and every technological improvement, and you're trading your iPhone every goddamn year for the latest and greatest brand, and then just hashtagging how much it's not that good. I pity you, because you're just a victim of pop's culture. You're just a victim of the machine, and I refuse to do that. So, whatever the fuck pop culture references I missed, or Ryan Reynolds made some quip and I'm supposed to give half a shit, or Robert Downey Jr. got hashtagged or he didn't. I mean, great. But I would rather be working on things like my own artwork on one artist, Mike Messier, One Man and a Camera Films, wonderful productions like Blood Sugar Sedace, The Impeccable, So You're the Guy, cultivating wonderful films for the All Comedy Short Film Festival. I'm a cultivator of talent, and I'm just not going to be a Middle Earth Mark and just buy every spooning of dog shit that they feed you. So if that's what rocks your boat, Marvel fans or whatever the fuck fans, and you have to stick around and oh my God, how good is this one going to be, or how bad is this one going to be? Wonderful. But I'm just not going to drink a fucking lager and throw an axe in a fucking bar and give a shit. Okay. So that's it, folks. So I hope you enjoy your next round of throw the beanie baby into the hole in the wooden plank in the backyard of some ale house, uh, eating your sushi burritos or whatever the fucks. But I'm going to do my thing and you can do yours. So there you go, folks. That was the first debut of Umbridge, my evil supervillain Umbridge, who hates you all. So that wasn't really me talking. That was Umbridge. And now you've been taken by Umbridge. See, it's not just I'm taking Umbridge, it's taken by Umbridge. So Umbridge is here. I am decimating the Marvel universe. I am destroying all the multiverses, all the bald headed women, all the assholes, all the imbeciles, all the dogs. Another thing, folks, is that this dog is wearing these like dog shoes and this dog vest. Dogs hate wearing things on their bodies because their fur is like another set of eyes, or kind of like their nose. So when you put a dog in a costume, you're actually torturing it, which I try to explain to people, but they don't want to listen to me. Anyway, fine, folks. I give it, 3 stars, 3.5. It's umbrage. Good night, MikeMessier.com.